Oh, there it is, BBC News Night.
Palace in highly unusual circumstances. Normally, we'd be discussing your work, your duty. We'll come on to that. But today, you've chosen to speak out for the first time.
You
Why
don't
have
love
you
the
decided
spirit of justice.
to talk now?
You love your father, the devil.
Because there is no good time to talk about Mr. Epstein and all things associated. We've been talking to Newsnight for about 6 months about doing something around the work that I was doing.
Is Prince Andrew a paedophile? Find out at 7. Oh. Oh, hold on. Hold on, I gotta get ready for this food.
And unfortunately, we've just not been able to fit it into either your schedule or my schedule until now. And actually, it's a very good opportunity, and I'm delighted to be able to see you today.
Okay, first and foremost, I know that she's going to get into this, get into all of this, but let's just say it. Prince Andrew is being accused of raping, is it Virginia Giuffre? Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to pause it. Let's just keep going. She'll go over it. I heard she does a really good job in this interview. So.
How did you first become friends? How did you meet?
Well, I met through his girlfriend back in 1999, and I'd known her since she was at university in the UK. And it would be, to some extent, a stretch to say that as it were, we were close friends. I mean, we were friends because of other people. And I had a lot of opportunity to go to the United States, but I didn't have much time with him. I suppose I saw him once or twice a year, perhaps maybe maximum of 3 times a year. And quite often, if I was in the United States and doing things, and if he wasn't there, he would say, well, why don't you come and use my houses? So I said, that's very kind, thank you very much indeed. But it would be a considerable
member of the royal family, by the way, just for the record. So, you know, it's not like a monetary reason. Like, it's not like he was like, oh no, I just simply did not want to waste any more of the family's coffers when I was visiting America.
Stretch to say that he was a very, very close friend, but he had the most extraordinary ability to bring extraordinary people together, and that's the bit that I remember, is going to the dinner parties where you would meet academics, politicians, people from the United Nations. I mean, it was a cosmopolitan group of what I would describe as US eminence.
Was that his appeal then? Was that what you... Because you were perceived by the public as being the party prince. Was that something you shared?
I think that's also a bit of a stretch. I don't know why I've collected that title, because I never have really partied. I was single for quite a long time in the early 80s. But then after I got married, I was very happy. And I've never really felt the need to go and party, and certainly going to Jeffrey's was not about partying. Absolutely not.
You said you weren't very good friends, but would you describe him as a good friend? Did you trust him?
Yes, I think I probably did. But again, I don't go into a friendship looking for the wrong thing, if you understand what I mean. I'm an engaging person. I want to be able to engage. I want to find out. I want to learn. And so you have to remember that I was transitioning out of the Navy at the time. And in the transition, I wanted to find out more about what was going on. Because in the Navy, it's a pretty isolated business because you're out at sea the whole time. And I was going to become the Special Representative for International Trade and Investment. So I wanted to know more about what was going on in the international business world. And so that was another reason for going there. And
Yeah, dude.
opportunities
This
that
guy
I
did a
had
real
to
Navy
go to
run, okay?
Wall Street and other places to learn whilst I was there were absolutely vital.
He was your guest as well. In 2000, Epstein was a guest at Windsor Castle and at Sandringham. He was brought right into the heart of the royal family at your invitation.
But certainly at my invitation, not at the royal family's invitation. But remember that it was his girlfriend that was the key element in this. He was the, as it were, plus one to some extent in that aspect.
Am I right in thinking
Who we still don't know where she is, for the record, who has suspiciously evaporated, seems to have evaporated. No one knows where she is. The last time we heard of her was back when a Photoshop image resurfaced of Ghislaine Maxwell. You know where she is, dude? Yeah, she's in fucking concrete. She's like cement somewhere, okay? She's a part of cement. It was a fake picture of her at In-N-Out, supposedly. Turns out it was completely doctored.
you threw a birthday party for Epstein's girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, at Sandringham?
No, it was a shooting weekend.
A shooting weekend?
Just a straightforward shooting weekend.
But during these times that he was a guest at Windsor Castle, at Sandringham, the shooting weekend,
Yep.
we now know that he was and had been procuring young girls for sex trafficking.
We now know that. At the time, there was no indication to me or anybody else that that was.
Well, what about the 16-year-old you raped? That's a weird situation. What about the young girl that you sexually assaulted? That's kind of odd. You didn't know?
What he was doing.
Allegedly.
But certainly, when I saw him either in the United States, when I saw him in the United States, or when I was staying in his houses in the United States, there was no indication, absolutely no indication. And if there was...
Except for the 16-year-old girl that I was pictured with in his property. Except for the 16-year-old girl that I was pictured with in his property, dude. Oh, here it is. Here is the fucking photo, dude. "17, sorry, at the time. She said she was flown to London and made to have sex with the prince. She's now suing because she says she was kept as a slave by Epstein. They recruited her when she was underage, run away." So, there was no indication. There was no indication that there were underage girls on the property.
You have to remember that at the time, I was patron of the NSPCC's Full Stop campaign, so I was close up with what was going on in those time about getting rid of abuse to children. So I knew what the things were to look for, but I never saw them.
So you would have made that connection because you stayed with him, you were a visitor, a guest on many occasions at his homes, and nothing struck you as suspicious?
Nothing.
During that whole time?
Nothing.
Just for the record, you've been on his private plane.
Yes.
You've been to stay on his private island.
Yes.
You've stayed at his home in Palm Beach.
Yes.
You visited Ghislaine Maxwell's house in Belgravia in London.
Yes.
So in 2006, in May, an arrest warrant was issued for Epstein for sexual assault of a minor.
Yes.
In July, he was invited to Windsor Castle to your daughter Princess Beatrice's 18th birthday. Why would you do that?
Because I was asking Ghislaine.
By the way, this is after he went to jail already and served a sentence, okay?
But even so, at the time, I don't think certainly I wasn't aware when the invitation was issued what was going on in the United States. And I wasn't aware until the media picked up on it, because he never said anything about it.
He never discussed with you the fact that an arrest warrant had been issued?
No.
So he came to that party knowing police were investigating him?
Well, I'm not quite sure. Was it police? I don't know. You see, this is the
It
problem.
was the Palm Beach police at the time.
But I mean, I'm afraid, you see, this is the problem. Is that an awful lot of this was going on in the United States, and I wasn't a party to it, and I knew nothing about it.
In 2008, he was convicted of
Yep.
soliciting and procuring a minor for prostitution. He was jailed. This was
Yes.
your friend. How
Yes.
did you feel about it?
Well, I ceased contact with him after I was aware that he was under investigation, and that was later on in
Wow, what a fucking fake friend, dude. What a fake friend. Are you really gonna do your boy like that, dude? Oh, sorry. I can't fuck little girls in your vicinity anymore because, you know, you got caught. So
2006.
these fucking clout sharks, dude. I would much rather be in a room full of friends and family than a room full of clout sharks like Prince Andrew.
And I wasn't in touch with him again until 2010. So I just it was one of those things that if somebody's going through that sort of thing. Well, I'm terribly sorry, I can't be.
So no contact.
No contact.
When he was serving time, there was no call, no letter, nothing there.
No.
He was released in July. Within months, by December of 2010, you went to stay with him at his New York mansion. Why? Why were you staying with a convicted sex offender?
Right. I have always, ever since this has happened, and since this has become, as it were, public knowledge that I was there, I've questioned myself as to why did I go, what was I doing, and was it the right thing to do? Now, I went there with the sole purpose of saying to him that because he had been convicted, it was inappropriate for us to be seen together. And I had a number of people counsel me in both directions, either to go and see him or not to go and see him. And I took the judgment call that because this was serious, and I felt that doing it over the telephone was the chicken's way of doing it. I had.
Wait, I'm confused. I thought he was just saying that they weren't that close friends. The entire interview started as he said, "We're not that close friends," and now he's like, "Oh, we're not close friends," but I had to fucking fly to see him and tell him directly to his face, like, we can't be friends anymore.
Had to go and see him and talk to him. And I went to see him, and I was doing a number of other things in New York at the time, and we had an opportunity to go for a walk in the park, and that was the conversation, coincidentally, that was photographed, which was when I said to him, I said, look, because of what has happened, I don't think it is appropriate that we should remain in contact. And by mutual agreement during that walk in the park, we decided that we would part company, and I left, I think it was the next day. And to this day, I never had any contact with him from that day forward.
What did he say when you told
Bro,
him?
you know they
cross
cross swords, okay? You know that.
He was what I would describe as understanding. He didn't go into any great depth in the conversation about what I was doing, or what he was doing, except to say that he'd accepted whatever it was, a plea bargain. He'd served his time, and he was carrying on with his life. You see what I mean? And I said, yes, but I'm afraid to say that's as may be. But with all the attendant scrutiny on me, then I don't think it is a wise thing to do.
Who advised you then that it was a good idea to go and break up the friendship? Did that come from the palace? Was Her Majesty the Queen involved?
No. That came from. So there were a number of people who so some people from my staff, some people from friends and family I was talking to, and I took the decision that it was I had to show leadership, and I had to go and see him, and I had to tell him that's it.
That was December of 2010.
Yep.
He threw a party to celebrate his release, and you were invited as the guest of honour.
Oh, in 2010, that certainly wasn't a party to celebrate his release in December, because it was a small dinner party. There were only 8 or 10 of us, I think, at the dinner. If there was a party, then I'd know nothing about that.
You were invited to that dinner as a guest of honour?
Well, I was there, so there was a dinner. I don't think it was quite as you might put it, but yeah, okay, I was there at a dinner.
Why did they think this was a good idea? There is no way that the PR person who put up Prince Andrew to do this is probably going to be executed. Like, there is no way that person has a job still. There is absolutely no way that whoever the PR person was that facilitated this process still has a job. This is the worst thing I've ever heard. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. Why would they think that he quit? He quit? Prince Andrew's PR advisor quit after telling him not to do the... Oh, wait. Oh, he told him not to do it. And then he quit. Oh, that's incredible, dude. That's fucking so spicy. Oh, no. I hope he doesn't kill himself with 2 bullets to the back of his brain. You know, the kinds of... I hate those suicides. The kind of suicide where you put 2 bullets in the back of your brain.
Yep.
I'm just trying to work this out because you said you went to break up the
Classic.
relationship and yet you stayed at that New York mansion several days. I'm wondering how long.
But I was
would-
doing a number of other things while I was there.
But you were staying at the house of
Yes.
a convicted sex offender.
After
It was a
after they
convenient
had
place to stay. There's-
no
I mean,
longer
I've
established that
gone
they're not
through
going
this
to
in my
contact one
mind
another.
so many times. At the end of the day, with the benefit of all the hindsight that one could have, it was definitely the wrong thing to do. But at the time, I felt it was the.
I want you to understand what he's currently saying is it was the wrong thing to do. And only with hindsight, I know that it was the wrong thing to do. What is the wrong thing? Staying 5 times a year in a convicted international billionaire pedophile's house after I was caught fucking a 17-year-old in one of those houses, after I was caught when he was outed as an international pedophile, but it was like a known secret and we still thought he was untouchable. I told him I wasn't going to see him anymore, but I still stayed at his house and went to a convenient dinner party where I was a guest of honor.
It was the honourable and right thing to do. And I admit fully that my judgment was probably coloured by my tendency to be too honourable, but that's just the way it is.
Because during that time, those few days, witnesses say they.
What? Did he say I was too honorable? Wait.
Probably coloured by my tendency to be too honourable, but that's.
I'm sorry, dude. But you fucking hear that? You hear that? And if you still think that there should be like some symbolic monarchy in the UK, you're a fucking cuck, okay? You're a fucking cuck and you're a simp and I have no fucking sympathy for you. You are literally the dumbest person on the planet. If you think that there should be
You don't
this
love the
this
spirit of
symbolic
justice. You
aristocracy
love
or
your
this
father,
monarchy
the devil.
Loving the
in the
forward
UK
promo
after
for
watching
Burlworks
Prince
Wonders
Andrew
in
just
Melbourne
say,
Pony Boy.
I'm too honorable, which is why I
You don't
stayed in the
love
house
spirit
of a
justice.
convicted
You
pedophile.
love your father, the devil.
Holy shit, dude. Dude, fuck everybody, dude.
Just the way it is.
Because during that time, those few days, witnesses say they saw many young girls coming and going at the time. There is video footage of Epstein accompanied by young girls. And you were there staying in his house, catching up with friends.
I mean, if they were, then I wasn't a party to any of that. I never saw them. I mean, you have to understand that his house, I described it more as almost as a railway station, if you know what I mean, in the sense that there were people coming in and out of that house all the time. What they were doing and why they were there, I had nothing to do with. So,
What about the time that you were photographed with one of those girls who sued you, saying that you raped her when she was 17? Let's see.
I'm afraid I can't make any comment on that because I
Listen, sir, I happen to be going to this massage parlor not to get a massage or a happy ending, rather, but to actually get my paperwork done. They have a very good accountant. There is no other massage parlor I could have gone to, and it's absolutely dastardly and shocking that you would accuse me that I'd be going to this massage parlor to get a fucking massage. I'm too honorable. I could not stop going to the massage parlor to get my paperwork done.
I really don't know.
Another guest was John Brockman, the literary agent. Now, he described
Really?
seeing you there getting a foot massage from a young Russian woman. Did that happen?
No.
You're absolutely sure or
Yeah,
you can't remember?
Absolutely sure.
So John Brockman's statement is false.
Well, I don't know Mr. Brockman, so I don't know what he's talking about.
But that definitely wasn't you getting a foot massage from a Russian girl in Jeffrey Epstein's house.
No.
Oh
It
my
might seem-
God. Dude, you're a fucking Like, I don't understand. Do they not get any training? Do they not get any fucking media training? Like, you should have never done this. This guy literally can't lie. I mean, he's just so bad. He is so bad at lying. This guy's tell is just like, it's the biggest fucking tell I've ever seen. Yeah, he's a liar. He's a Weasley little liar, dude. He is.
A funny way to break off a friendship. A 4-day house party of sorts with a dinner. It's an odd way to break up a friendship. It's a difficult way of putting it. That's a very stark way of putting it. Yes, you're absolutely right. But actually, the truth of it is that I actually only saw him for about the dinner party, the walk in the park, and probably passing in the passage. So let's go to that Central Park walk, which was snapped. Friends of yours suggest that Epstein wanted that photo taken. Perhaps he'd even set it up. Do you worry that you were being played? Again, new information is coming out since his suicide has made us reappraise that walk in the park. We can't find any evidence, or my staff and my people and I can't find any evidence to suggest that that was what he was doing. I mean, you can look at it in so many different ways. The fact of the matter is that somebody very cleverly...
Okay, this guy calling Jeffrey Epstein's murder a suicide should be the best indication that he was murdered, okay? That's it. Like, up until this moment, I was like, allegedly. Now, fuck it, dude. Fuck it, 100%, dude. This is the worst person. Like, I mean, this is the worst liar.
You love your father, the devil.
When is the new season of the Hasan anime going to have its beach episode with Will?
Like, case closed, dude. Put this guy in the fucking dungeon somewhere, okay? Jesus fuck.
Took that photograph. It wasn't, as far as I remember.
He can't even own up to it. He can't say like, yeah, I got duped.
Anybody being
I was too honorable,
present or close, because there were enough security around. I mean, there are even photographs of the security people are around in the photograph. So I mean, he could have done, but
Yeah, I guess what I'm asking is, do you feel that you were part of Epstein's public rehabilitation?
Oh, no. Funny enough, I don't. No. I mean, if that photograph was taken with that purpose in mind, then it doesn't equate to what actually happened.
So why wouldn't you announce this breakup when you got back? Why wouldn't you publicly explain what you'd done? Did you worry that he had something that could compromise you?
No. No.
Do you regret
Yes.
Do you regret the whole friendship with Epstein?
Now,
okay, dude. Okay, listen. The more I fucking hear this, dude, the more I'm like, okay, Epstein is an intelligence asset. Like, at first I thought he was unsanctioned by the government, just like the fuck little children or whatever. But holy shit, dude, there is no way that this guy would be able to operate the way that he has, so close to like British royalty and shit. There's just no way.
And the reason being is that the people that I met and the opportunities that I was given to learn, either by him or because of him, were actually very useful.
Kind of weird that no one in mainstream, kind of weird with the exception of BBC, no one in mainstream media ever talks about this, right? Isn't that kind of weird? Isn't that kind of odd that one of the most high profile cases of all time, an international sex trafficking ring of child sex traffickers that were connected to British royalty, American celebrities, American billionaires, American media members and members of academia. Just so many prominent leaders were tied back to this one guy, and he died under incredibly suspicious circumstances. And yet, very weird that the only time you get to hear about it is like on the internet, or maybe, just maybe, they briefly allude to it. So odd. I wonder what that might, Like, I wonder what the reason for that is. I mean, I guess it's just a coincidence, though.
Not, as it were, as close as you might think. We weren't that close.
I know
So
BBC is Tory propaganda
yes, I
machine.
would go and stay in his house, but that was because of his girlfriend, not because of him.
Was that visit, December of 2010, the only time you saw him after he was convicted?
Yes,
Did you
yeah.
see him or speak to him again?
No, that was that.
Never
Funny,
since
2010 was it. That was it, because I went. Well, first of all, I wanted to make sure that if I was going to go and see him, I had to make sure that there was enough time between his release, because it wasn't something that I was going into in a hurry, but I had to go and see him. I had to go and see him. I
And
had to
stay with him and stay in the house.
I
with
could
convicted
easily have
sex
gone and
offender.
stayed somewhere else, but sheer convenience of being able to get a hold of the man was. I mean, he was in and out all over the place. So getting him in one place for a period of time to actually have a long enough conversation to say, look, these are the reasons why I'm not going to, and that happened on.
I wonder if he fucked a little girl that last time too, which wasn't even the last time they saw each other. You know what I mean? Like, I think this guy is just addicted. Like, he's like the Justin Trudeau of fucking little girls. You know how like Justin Trudeau can't stop doing blackface? Like, I feel like he just can't stop fucking underage girls. You know what I mean? Like, what other reason should there be to ever meet Jeffrey Epstein? Unless he is an intelligence asset directly tied to like either the CIA or even Israel, which is not even a fucking unique proposition or an anti-Semitic conspiracy, considering Ehud Barak was pictured coming out of his fucking house like last year. Okay. Anyway,
You don't love
Sorry.
the spirit of justice. You love your father, the
Yeah.
devil.
Miskiff Sleeper.
you know, Mossad or CIA or CIA number 2, aka Mossad. Who knows? Who knows? Why else would the fucking Prime Minister of Israel, the ex-Prime Minister of Israel, leave the house of a convicted international child sex trafficker? Who knows? CIA is Mossad too? No, Mossad is CIA too. Get the fuck out of here. CIA is Mossad too. What are you, insane? That's anti-Semitic. Be realistic, okay? I feel like I'm gonna get fucking murdered in my sleep now. This is so terrible. Why did everyone tag Miskiff? What's going on? I missed it. I was in the middle of yelling about international sex traffickers. You ignored him? Would you date him? No. I'm not into dudes, man.
You don't love the spirit of
I mean,
justice.
we can hang out.
You love your father,
friends.
the devil.
Love your stuff. Keep up the good work.
Misgive is CIA, dude. I can send you a tinfoil hat for the anti-CIA death rate protection. What? So what? I call him the N-word right now. Not afraid to call the sick freak a nonce. Andrew caught in Palace N-word row. Former Downing Street 8 accuses Duke but claim denied by Palace sources. Wait, so he says the N-word? So he's a gamer? Wait, so he's just a libertarian? Oh, the N-word is nonce. Oh, never mind. Oh, it's the UK. I forgot. Shit. Okay, nonce. Which just means pedophile, right? Bro, this is the British royal family. If you think saying the N-word is their worst offensive racism, you're going to be really shocked when you Google British royal family Nazi, okay? Are you fucking nuts? If there's one thing worse than just saying the N-word, it's literally partying with Nazis, facilitating deals or making deals with Nazis, or dressing up as Nazis, which the British royal family has done all three, the trifecta, okay? So, yeah, it's not just the N-word, okay? The invention of concentration camps, that's another one. True. Real and true. Anyway, let's keep going. Oh, Jesus. These guys are so bad.
July of this year, Epstein was arrested on charges of sex trafficking and abusing dozens of underage girls. One of Epstein's accusers, Virginia Roberts, has made allegations against you. She says she met you in 2001. She says she dined with you, danced with you at Tramp nightclub in London. She went on to have sex with you in a house in Belgravia belonging to Ghislaine Maxwell, your friend.
You don't want to kill Mexican babies? You're a racist!
Alex Jones was right on this, and not a
You
one of you
don't
ever gave
remember
him
meeting
props
her.
for it.
She says she met you in 2001. She dined with you. She danced with you. You bought her drinks. You were in Tramp nightclub in London. And she went on to have sex with you in a house in Belgravia belonging to Ghislaine Maxwell.
Didn't happen.
Does anyone know how to like increase the volume more than I have already? I just like, there's nothing. It's like cranked out on my desktop audio and cranked out on my fucking YouTube. Volume mixer. Check Chrome in volume mixer. That could be it. Hold on. Let me just look real quick. Hold on. Sorry to... Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the brief intermission. Currently, we are experiencing a bit of turbulence. Going to be looking into this quite quickly by turning on the volume mixer. No, it's at 100% on Google Chrome. I don't know why the Google Chrome is at 100%, but for some weird reason, it's not working. Volume control Chrome extension. There's a volume booster extension for Chrome. Okay, fuck that. Increase the sound sensitivity in the volume mixer. It's already cranked out. It's at 100. There's no captions in this video, so shut up. You sound South African a bit, lol. Get headphones? No, you guys need headphones. This is the highest
Do you
it goes.
remember her?
No. I have no recollection of ever meeting her. I'm almost, in fact, I'm convinced that I was never in Tramps with her. There are a number of things that are wrong with that story. One of which is that I don't know where the bar is in Tramps. I don't drink. I don't think I've ever bought a drink in Tramps whenever I was there.
Do you remember dancing at Tramp?
No, that couldn't have happened because the date that is being suggested, I was at home with the children.
You know that you were at home with the children. Was it a memorable night?
On that particular day that we now understand is the date, which is the 10th of March, I was at home. I was with the children. I'd taken Beatrice to a Pizza Express in Woking for a party at I suppose sort of 4 or 5 in the afternoon.
Sure.
And then because the Duchess was away, we have a simple rule in the family that when one's away, the other one's there. I was on terminal leave at the time.
How convenient
so therefore I was at home.
that the
Why
only
would you
other
remember that
adult...
So specifically, why would you remember a Pizza Express birthday and being at home?
Because going to Pizza Express in Woking is an unusual thing for me to do. A very unusual thing for me to do. I've only been to Woking a couple of times, and I
Is this
remember
Pizzagate,
it
dude?
weirdly distinctly. As soon as somebody reminded me of it, I went, oh yes, I remember that. But
So-
I have no recollection of ever meeting or being in the company or the presence.
So you're
Remember-
absolutely sure that you're at home on the 10th of March?
Yeah.
Remember, he has perfect memory. Okay? Perfect memory of this Pizza Express, which Pizzagate, by the way. Shouts out to Pizzagate. But he cannot recall for the life of him ever meeting a person who has accused him of raping her as a child. Okay? Or underage. Not as a child, but underage. Very interesting that there is evidence of one and not the other. And when I mean evidence of one, I mean there is evidence of him definitely hanging out with Virginia Giuffre. Okay? There is a photo. Very, very unusual that this guy who's having an SSRI-induced, I guess, memory loss moment has perfect clarity of vision when it comes to going to the pizzeria, and yet cannot remember meeting someone who he definitely has been photographed with. Odd.
She was very specific about that night. She described dancing with you and you profusely sweating.
You don't
and
love
that she
the
went
spirit
on to
of
have
justice.
baths,
You love
possibly.
your
There's a
father,
slight
the
problem
devil.
with the sweating because I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't
You
sweat
don't
at the time.
love the spirit of
and that
justice.
Wait.
You love your father,
Wait,
the
wait,
devil.
wait. I thought this was a meme, dude. When Will explained this to me, I was like, oh, that must be a joke. Like, he's like, Will is joking. My man didn't just say, I was unable to sweat at that moment in time. Did he? No. He didn't say, I don't sweat. He said, because he's obviously sweating. He's fucking sweating right now. So it's insane for him to say, I don't sweat. I have a medical condition. He straight up said, I couldn't sweat at that time.
Medical, because I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't sweat at the time, and that was...
Yeah, he didn't sweat. He got cured. Oh, thank God. Thank the Jesus. Thank the Lord. All of our prayers have been answered. He wasn't able to sweat, but now he can. By the way, Slipper Well, thank you for the 10 gift subs, buddy. Thanks so much. I just wanted to make sure that I got through this part. It was a very important part. This kind of ties the whole thing together. I have never seen such bad defense. Never do an interview, dude. You are a part of the royal family, you fucking moron. Why would you ever do an interview? Why would you ever do an interview? Why would you think that this was going to be a fucking puff piece? Why would you do this interview? And if you were going to do the interview, why? Why would you ever not say, I don't recall? Just say you don't recall. Why the fuck would you say, well, I actually was unable to sweat at the time, specifically directly in that moment while I was on top of her. I mean, did I say that? I meant I was unable to sweat at the time because I was at the pizzeria, and definitely not at the rape chamber in the British nightclub. I cannot sweat. The Pizza Express, the pizzeria. Very good.
Oh, actually, yes. I didn't sweat at the time because I had suffered what I would describe as an overdose of adrenaline in the Falklands War when I was shot at.
Wait, is that literally from that time? Because my man looks sweaty as fuck, dude. My man's looking extra sweaty, dude. It almost feels like I was unable to perspire. What you're seeing on top of me currently is actually not a sweat. This is not Coke sweat. It's actually water. The bartender, I was on fire, and the bartender was like, "Oh, well, we need to take this fire off of your body, sir." So they dumped water on me. It's all water. It's not Coke sweat, and it was raining. It was raining inside the club. Oh, British press is ruthless, dude. And he looks a wee bit sweaty too. Oh my God. Photos of Prince Andrew enjoying the attentions of several women. In this photo taken as French Riviera, Prince looks wild. Like he parties with American socialite Chris Von Apson, who licks him. Prince Andrew enjoying himself with American socialite Chris Von Apson. Oh my God, you're a fucking prince. Look at his teeth, dude. What the fuck? There might be nips. Okay, if there's nippies, I'm not. I mean, these are literal lizard people, dude. I mean, these are actual lizard people. This is insanity. Oh my God.
And I simply...
Wait, so let's hear why he can't sweat.
Or I didn't sweat at the time, and that was... Oh, actually, yes. I didn't sweat at the time because I had suffered...
By the way, incredible defense. I mean, I was unable to sweat for a very small period in time. It's just so good.
What I would describe as an overdose of adrenaline in the Falklands War when I was shot at. And I simply, it was almost impossible for me to sweat. And it's only because I have done a number of things.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to admit this, okay? But I have an announcement. I too fought in the British Navy in the Honourable Falkland Wars. And guess what happened? After I got shot at, my penis was enlarged to an extreme degree, but also perfectly symmetrical and still incredibly pleasurable. I'm sorry. It was a fire. It was a shooting-induced PTSD where I was unable to have a small pee-pee. My pee-pee was enlarged. It's incredible, really. But yes, it's a side effect. It is a side effect of having trauma that puts me in a rather awkward situation. But I was unable to perspire, and my pee-pee is massive now.
In the recent past, that I'm starting to be able to do that again. So I'm afraid to say that there's a medical condition that says that I didn't do it, so therefore.
Is it possible that you met Virginia Roberts, dined with her, danced with her in Tramp, had sex with her on another date?
No.
Do you remember meeting her at all?
No.
Do you know you didn't meet her, or do you just not remember meeting her?
No, I don't know if I've met her, but no, I have no recollection of meeting her.
Because she was very specific. She described the dance that you had together in Tramp. She described meeting you.
Almost
She
as
was
specific
a
as your
17-year-old
pizza
girl
experience.
meeting a senior member of the royal family.
Never happened.
She provided a photo of the
Yes.
two of you together.
Yes.
Your arm was around her waist.
Yes.
You've seen the photo.
I've seen the photograph.
How do you explain that?
I can't. Because I have absolutely no memory of that photograph ever being taken.
Do you recognise yourself in the photo?
Yeah, it's pretty difficult not to recognise yourself.
Your friend suggested that the photo is fake.
I think it's, from the investigations that we've done, you can't prove whether or not that photograph is faked or not, because it is a photograph of a photograph of a photograph. So it's very difficult to be able to prove it. But I don't remember that photograph ever being taken.
But it's possible that it was you with your arm around
That's
her waist.
me, but whether that's my hand or whether that's the position, I have simply no recollection.
Wait, so the photo in question, for the record, the photo in question is right here. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, and this is the person, his victim. And Ghislaine Maxwell, who might as well be dead. Probably is. We don't know where she is. Interpol is looking for her, but hey, turns out this socialite who was at Chelsea fucking Clinton's wedding, front and center, is nowhere to be found now. It's so odd. It's so fucking odd, dude. It's just, would you look at that, dude? She's in like every fucking party as a famous socialite. Whose dad happens to be an actual international agent, okay? Like an actual secret agent. Who, the last known whereabouts of her is a photo at In-N-Out in Los Angeles. Turns out, no, just kidding. That photo was completely doctored. And she's just gone. She's just gone. So weird. So weird that this person who has direct ties to the Clinton family and the Clinton Family Foundation and Chelsea Clinton very specifically, and a number of other wealthy people and aristocrats all around America and all around the world, just gone. Just poofed. No longer is she no longer do we know where she is. Let's keep going.
Of a photograph ever being taken.
The world has now seen the photo that Virginia Roberts provided, taken by Epstein, we understand, in Ghislaine Maxwell's house.
Well, here's the problem. I've never seen Epstein with a camera in my life.
I think it was Virginia Roberts' camera. She said a little Kodak one that she lent to Epstein. He took a photo, and your arm is round her waist.
I don't remember that photograph ever being taken. I don't remember going upstairs in the house because that photograph is taken upstairs.
Wait, how would you know what the upstairs looks like? Wait, what? I'm confused. Why would he just say like, "Oh, that photo is taken upstairs and I've never been upstairs"?
Is
Well,
round her
listen,
waist.
I don't remember that photograph ever being taken. I don't remember going upstairs.
Like, he's the one who inserted upstairs into the equation. He's the one who inserted upstairs. No one was talking about whether we were down the stairs or up the stairs. Because he doesn't deny being there at other times. Someone could have told him that it was upstairs, I guess. Let's see.
In the house because that photograph is taken upstairs. And I'm not entirely convinced that, I mean, that is what I would describe as me in that picture, but
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but I had a condition let on by the trauma that I experienced in the Royal Navy, as I certainly was in the front lines of combat in the Falklands, that discontinues me from ever going up the stairs. And also, oh fuck, I forgot. Oh, pardon me for my language. It also stops me and makes it unable for me to actually rape anyone under the age of 18. Case closed, I guess. I was unable to perspire, and I'm unable to rape people under the age of 18. All because of the Falkland Wars. British imperialism is good. The royal family is good. Look at that. Open and shut case. Sorry.
can't be certain as to whether or not that's my hand on her, whatever it is, left side.
You think that...
Because I have no recollection of that photograph ever being taken.
So why would somebody have put in another hand? You think it is you next to her in the photo?
Oh, it's definitely me. I mean, that's a picture of me. It's not a picture of... I don't believe it's a picture of me in London, because when I go out in London, I wear a suit and a tie. That's what I would describe as those are my travelling clothes if I'm going overseas. So I've got plenty of photographs of me dressed in...
Bro, can you for a fucking moment just think, just imagine this guy is not like a part of the royal family. Like, he's just some regular dude. You know what I mean? He's like some fucking accountant who is like being convicted of being a pedophile. And he's like, well, those aren't my child raping clothes. My child raping clothes are a button-up suit with a three-piece. Well, you can't even see. I don't have the swinging time machination that I have on my suit. That's what I use when I'm raping children. Your Honor, this is dastardly. Like, the allowance that we have given this person, and that he is riding so high on the wave of being born into the right family that he literally thinks he can just go around fucking people like fucking kids with Jeffrey Epstein and publicly do it, and then go on television and just do a half-ass fucking job at defending himself. God damn, dude. This is some real French this is giving me French Revolution vibes, dude. Holy shit, dude. Holy fucking shit, dude. Like, I mean, we're 25 minutes in. He's already incriminated himself like 18 different ways, dude. God damn, dude. Like, this is what this makes me feel like, okay?
In those sorts of... It goes. Just in those sorts of... kit, but not there.
Just to clarify, so you think that photo
Sit in the
has
dark
been
and
faked?
wonder how I'm fit to make the bottom fall to
Nobody
the
can
wall,
prove
and they all
whether or not
fall
that
down.
photograph has been.
It goes, it goes, it goes, it goes, it
Just to
goes, it
clarify, so you
goes.
think that photo has been faked?
Out of the shadow
Nobody can
garage of
prove
which tongue
whether or not that photograph has been doctored, but I don't recollect that photograph ever being taken.
And you don't recollect having your hand round her waist in Ghislaine Maxwell's house on any occasion, even if it was a different
Yo,
day?
this is like some real debate lord shit, dude. This is some real debate lord shit, okay? I love when lawyers do this, okay? So, this is the equivalent of Bill Clinton saying, oh, I've only done 4 trips on the Lolita Express, when in fact it's 26 trips total, but it's the 4 main trips, and there's numerous flight logs as a consequence of that, okay? It's the same like, oh, well, I don't know if my hand was on her. Well, I guess that's enough. Like, it's like he's just trying to chip away at it as best as he possibly can. You know what I mean? Like, he's just like, there's a fucking photo, dude. What do you want? Is this guy in any way lying to be king? I'm an American and these guys all seem same assholes over here. No, he's not in any fucking line to be the king. It doesn't matter.
If I, as a member of the royal family, and I have a photograph taken, and I take very, very few photographs, I am not one to, as it were, hug, and public displays of affection are not something that
Well, funny you should mention that, Barbara. I actually am unable to hug as a consequence of the Falkland Wars, where I was in the Royal Navy getting shot at, and it rendered me unable to hug ever again. Shocking. Shocking. Also, I don't know if I mentioned the other condition I have. I am unable to rape.
I do. So that's the best explanation I can give you. And I'm afraid to say that I don't believe that photograph was taken in the way that has been suggested.
Why would people not believe that you were there?
I'm sorry, why would?
I'm just trying to understand. There's a photo inside Ghislaine Maxwell's house. Ghislaine herself is in the background. Why would people not believe that you were there with her that night?
Well, they might well wish to believe it, but the photograph is taken upstairs, and I don't think I ever went upstairs in Ghislaine's house.
You're sure of that?
Yeah, because the dining room and everything was on the ground floor. It was as you came in.
It's such a beautiful fucking... It's the worst defense, dude. I'm sorry. You need to get fucking executed for this, like, the crime of this level of fucking negligent behavior for the royal family should be punishable by death. Seriously. Like, if I was the queen, I'd be like, fuck you, you're dying, Prince Andrew. No, not in a video game. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking kings and queens, bro. We're talking beheadings and shit. Like, that's what they do. If I, like, literally, the dishonor that he's brought to the fucking family. Isn't that what they do? Don't they chop heads and shit? Prince Andrew is being taken to Winchester Cathedral to be executed. That's what I'm talking about. You can see the stairs in the photo. Bro, it doesn't matter. It's literally the photo. How do you look at a photo and you're like, okay, imagine, okay? Imagine that I am being accused of robbing a bank. There is footage of me robbing a bank. Prince Andrew in a video game. Oh, yeah. Imagine that there's footage of me robbing the bank. And people are like, hey, look at this photo of you robbing the bank. Okay? And I say, oh, well, I might have been in the bank, but, you know, the money was inside of the vault, and I don't recall ever being inside of the vault. Well, you're in the fucking vault in the photo. You're in the inside of the vault. In the photo that we have right here, he's like, well, I don't recall being inside of the vault, so I guess I didn't rob the bank. What the fuck? What kind of defense is this? Who has ever done this? Like, how? I've never seen this before. This is insane, dude. Oh my God. I'm so glad that fucking the internet exists, and I'm so glad that these people are like stupid enough to go on TV.
As you come in the
so
hall.
good.
So I don't remember ever going up there. I'm at a loss to explain this particular photograph. If the original was ever produced, then perhaps we might be able to solve it, but I can't.
You can say categorically that you don't recall meeting Virginia Roberts, dining with her,
Yep.
dancing with her at Tramp, or
Yep.
going on to have sex with her
Yes.
in a bedroom in a house in Belgravia.
I can absolutely categorically tell you it never happened.
Do you recall any kind of sexual contact with Virginia Roberts then or any other time?
None whatsoever.
Because she said in a legal deposition,
Mm-hmm.
a legal court document in 2015, she had sex with you 3 times. She is not confused about this. She said the first was in London when she was trafficked to you. The second was at Epstein's mansion in New York.
And that is a date in April, I believe. Is that correct?
She said it was a month or so later.
Yeah. Well, I think that the date that we have for that shows that I was in Boston, or I was in New York the previous day, and I was at a dinner for the Outward Bound Trust in New York, and then I flew up to Boston the following day. And then on the day that she says that this occurred, they'd already left to go to the island before I got back from Boston. So
Is he just relying on the fact that British people don't know, like, American geography? Because they're next to one. They're not very far from one another, especially if you're a fucking prince. You can use a helicopter. But even if you drive, it's like... Okay? My man is a private jet. Okay, I'll just ban him. His jet was in the war, was unable to move during that time. Well, it's interesting you say that because my private jet was in the Falkland Wars in the Royal Navy, and it's got a unique condition. It will not fly if I'm interested in doing rapes. Sorry. Case closed. I do declare I'm an innocent man. My jet has a satandu, as they say in Japan, and his satandu makes it unable to allow me to fly from one location to the other if I have done a rape in the 24 hours preceding the flight.
I don't think that could have happened at all.
There was a witness there, Johanna Stolberg, who says that you did visit the house in that month.
I probably did. I don't think. On one of the weird things, I was staying with the because of what I was doing. I was staying with the Consul General, which is further down the street on Fifth. So I wasn't staying there. I may have visited, but no.
You know, down the way from the rape dungeon. I had to get a wank in there, you know, for good time's sake. I'm too honorable. It would have been rude not to get a wank in there. It would have been rude not to do a quick rape. Had to do it. Had to go to the rape house right down the street.
Definitely no activity.
Because in a legal deposition, 2015, she said she had sex with you 3 times. Once in a London house when she was trafficked to you in Maxwell's house.
Yes.
Once in New York, a month or so later at Epstein's mansion. And once on his private island in a group of 7 or 8 other girls.
No.
No to all of it.
All of it.
Okay, this guy definitely did it. This guy literally... Okay, this guy's had group sex. Get after him, incels. Incels, be mad. Let's run that back.
In Maxwell's house.
Yes.
Once in New York, a month or so later at Epstein's mansion. And once on his private island in a group of 7 or 8 other girls.
No.
Oh, this is so good. Oh, why didn't we watch this before? This is the greatest fucking content. No. I hate to bring this up again, but have I told you about my time in the Falklands when I was a part of the British Royal Navy? It renders my pee-pee incapable of having sex with multiple women. 4 at the most, never 6. I can't do it. Sorry, case closed. Sorry to disappoint you, but I am unable to. I am unable to have sex. I've 4 at the very most, not 6 or 7. Oh, God, no.
No to all of it.
All of it. Absolutely no to all of it.
Why would you be saying those things?
We wonder exactly the same, but I have no idea. Absolutely no idea.
She made these claims in a US deposition.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying you don't believe her? She's lying.
That's a very difficult thing to answer because I'm not in a position to know what she's trying to achieve, but I can tell you categorically.
Oh my God! Remember, he doesn't perspire, dude. He can't even keep his eyes open, dude. What the fuck? Okay, I think he might be too honorable in the sense that like he is literally incapable of lying. Maybe the only consequence of his PTSD wasn't the fake like I can't sweat anymore when I'm doing rapes thing that he was saying, but maybe it literally rendered him unable to fucking lie. I've never seen someone so bad. If I play dead, maybe he'll go away. He's just like,
I remember meeting her at all. I do not remember a photograph being taken, and I've said consistently and frequently that we never had any sort of sexual contact whatever.
She spoke about you outside the court in August of this year.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I quote, "He knows exactly what he's done, and I hope he comes clean about it."
And the answer is nothing.
So if Virginia Roberts is watching this interview, what is your message to her?
I don't have a message for her because I have to have a thick skin. If somebody's going to make those sorts of allegations, then I've just got to have a thick skin and get on with it. But they never happened.
For the record, is there any way you could have had sex with that young woman or any young woman trafficked by...
okay. Why is he so bad at lying? Dude, you've already done the worst crime. Like, you're already, like, fucking trafficked girls and shit. Why are you bad at lying after that point? You know what I mean? It's like, if you're gonna be a rapist, you might as well know how to fucking lie, too. Like, how do you... I'm genuinely shocked at how bad he is. Like what? All of a sudden, you found a spine? Because it implies that he has, like, somewhere deep down inside, there is consciousness, okay? So, like, he has a conscience that is making him feel bad, even for a brief moment, that is not letting him fucking just lie through his teeth. Do you know what I mean? And for some reason, he's just, like, really... Like, if you're gonna do rapes, like, you gotta be good at cover-ups, dude. You know what I mean? Like, he's not even good at raping, though. He doesn't need Epstein to catch his victims for him. Is the girl he raped dead? No, she's not dead. She's alive. There's like an open case still. Bro, she has him dead to fucking rights, too. Like, it's not even... I mean, she has him dead to rights. There's like 2,000 pages in depositions. Like, it's really fucked. I mean, she's probably gonna... I mean, I don't know if she'll die. You can't lie while sounding British.
Jeffrey Epstein in any of his residences?
No. And without putting too fine a point on it, if you're a man, it is a positive act to have sex with somebody. You have to take some sort of positive action. And so therefore, if you try to forget, it's very difficult to try and forget positive action. And I do not remember anything. I've racked my brain and thinking, oh, well, when the allegations came out originally, I went, well, that's a bit strange. I don't remember this.
That's a bit strange. I don't remember raping A 17-year-old? Huh. Not to beat a dead horse, but I also have another condition after the Falklands in the Royal Navy when I was getting shot at, which renders me to have perfect memory recall when it comes to any rape instances, and I don't recall any of the rapes I've ever done. So, sorry. Sorry to upset you, but completely innocent, I guess.
And then I've been through it and through it and through it over and over and over again. And no, nothing. Never happened.
Epstein's housekeeper, also in a Florida court legal deposition, said that you visited the Palm Beach residence around 4 times a year. You got a daily massage.
4 times a year?
That was what he said in a Florida court legal deposition.
No.
I'm just wondering, when you look back now, is there a chance that those massages might have been the services of someone who was being sexually exploited or trafficked by Epstein?
No. I don't think... I mean, no, definitely
Perfect memory.
Definitely not. And I definitely did not visit his Palm Beach house 3 or 4 times a year. Absolutely not.
How many times would you say you visited?
In total, probably 4 times. In total, throughout the time that I knew.
He's like, in total, probably 4 times. Yeah. I was just coughing. I'm coughing. In total, probably 3 or 4 times. Yeah. Annually. I mean, I don't know. I've like, I don't know how you say 2 times every 6 months. No, definitely not 4 times a year, though. Maybe 2 times every half year. I don't know. Maybe,
Knew him.
Quarterly. Every
fact,
quarter. As the seasons pass, I would
probably
go
that was
once.
That was the place that, if you see what I mean, he was in the house more there than in other places that I was.
So that's
I
where
was
you'd
at.
find him?
But it was usually because I was going through and on somewhere else. So it was a day. That was it.
You said in your statement
Again.
from the palace, at no time did I see, witness or suspect any suspicious behaviour.
Yep.
Virginia Roberts' legal team says you could not spend time around Epstein and not know what was going on. You could not spend time around Epstein and not know what was going on.
If you are somebody like me, then people behave in a subtly different way. You wouldn't, first of all, I'm not looking for it. That's the thing. If you're looking for it, then you might have suspected now, with the benefit of a huge amount of hindsight and a huge amount of analysis, you look back and you go, well, was that really the way that it was?
When I was doing a rape in the rape dungeon to an underage girl who kept saying, I'm underage, please stop raping me, I was thinking in my head, what could this possibly all mean? It seems rather interesting set of circumstances that's laid before me here. Just say 17 is legal in the UK and move on, dude. 17 is legal in the UK. I don't recall, but even if I did, 17 is legal in the UK. Like, what a fucking psycho, dude. Like, oh, well, I couldn't sweat. That wasn't my raping clothes. 16 is legal. Yeah, okay. I couldn't sweat. I'm unable to perspire. I wasn't wearing my rape clothes back then. Like, what is this? What is going on? Oh, well, I went to have a bit of a laugh with my best friend who everyone was saying was a rapist to me directly all the time. Insane.
Or was I looking at it the wrong way? But you don't go into these places, you don't go to stay with people looking for that.
You could not spend time around him.
By the way, it doesn't matter where 16 is legal. She was still sex trafficked, dude. Like, she was, you know what's not legal? Being sex trafficked, okay? That's not legal, regardless. It just, the age of consent makes it worse. But, you know, you still can't rape people, and you still can't rape people that were sex trafficked, no matter whether or not you are capable of perspiring at the time, or whether or not, you know, that you weren't wearing your rape tuxedo. So, you know.
That's what they said. You could not spend time around him and not know.
The other aspect of this is that I live in an institution at Buckingham Palace which has members of staff walking around all the time. And I don't wish to appear grand, but there were a lot of people who were walking around Jeffrey Epstein's house. As far as I was aware, they were staff. They were people that were working for him or doing things. I, as it were, I interacted with them, if you wanted to say good morning, good afternoon, but I didn't, if you see what I mean, interact with them in a way that was, you know, what are you doing here? Why are you here? What's going on?
But you'd notice if there were hundreds of underage girls in Buckingham Palace,
God.
wouldn't you?
But sorry, you would notice if there were hundreds of underage girls in Jeffrey's house. Wasn't there. Not when I was there. Now, he may have changed his behaviour patterns in order for that not to be obvious to me. So I don't know. I mean, this is, you're asking me to speculate on things that I just don't know about.
You seem utterly convinced you're telling the truth. Would you be willing to testify or give a statement under oath if you were asked?
Well, I'm like everybody else, and I would have to take all the legal advice that there was before I was to do that sort of thing. But if push came to shove and the legal advice was to do so, then I would be duty-bound to do so.
Because you've said there are many unanswered questions, everyone affected wants closure. You would help to provide that closure? If in the right circumstances, yes, I would, because I think there's just as much closure for me as there is for everybody else. And undoubtedly, some very strange and unpleasant activities have been going on. I'm afraid to say that I'm not the person who can shed light on it for a number of reasons, one of which is that I wasn't there long enough. If you go in for a day, 2 days at a time, it's quite easy, I'm led to believe, for those sorts of people to...
Dude, he's only done like 3 rapes, dude. Like, only after... He's only done it like once or twice. He doesn't know it enough. He doesn't know it well enough, dude. He just... That's literally what he... like... he's like... he didn't understand it. He didn't get a good feel for it.
hide their activities for that period of time and then carry on when you're not there.
Virginia Roberts' lawyers, legal team, say that they've asked for a legal statement from you. There is an active FBI investigation now. Would you be willing to provide that?
Again, I'm bound by what my legal advisors tell me.
Epstein was found dead.
I love that, like, he's not even like, I'm bound by the international law or international human rights. He's bound by his legal team, dude. It's so dope that you could just do whatever the fuck you want, dude. Okay, so someone said, since this is about trafficking more than her being 17, wouldn't you say a lot of people who visit prostitutes are just as bad since they don't know if she's being trafficked or not? A lot of trafficking happens in European brothels and they're adults. So here's the difference, okay? That's actually a really interesting question. Here's the difference. In legal brothels that you attend in Europe, they cannot be sex trafficked. Like, there's heavy regulations surrounding that. But even on top of that, this is a unique circumstance where you're going specifically for underage pussy that is known to have been documented and have been like in this dude's house, okay? Like, this is, you're homies with them, you're boys with them, you're specifically going, that is bullshit, that's almost nowhere in Europe. What do you mean nowhere in Europe? They are regulated. These are, if maybe I'm mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that brothels are, legal prostitution on the EU is garbage, it's all cheap prostitution. Hasan visits brothels, Hasan Epstein. I've been to Artemis. brothels are regulated. Say it again. Yes. Plus, there has to be a way that Epstein became a billionaire. Okay, listen. Again, let me clarify how much worse this is. You're not just going to a brothel and there's plausible deniability where you might not know what the fuck's going on, okay? This is a guy that has sex trafficked underage girls, okay? This is a guy that has sex trafficked underage girls, and you've been caught fucking an underage girl in his company. Do you understand how that's a little different than just like going to a brothel or whatever? Germany has mega brothels, huge places with hundreds of girls, all regulated by the German government. That's what I was talking about. Did you go to Amsterdam, by the way? No, but I will be in for TwitchCon. You said it wasn't about how she was underage, though. Well, no, I said her being underage makes it even worse. But as far as his defenses goes, he could at least fucking say something along the lines of like, oh, well, even if there was something, which there isn't, even if there was something, well, she's 17 is legal in the UK or something. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. I gotta wash my hands.
Dead.
Yep.
In prison.
Yes.
In August of this year.
Yep.
What was your response on hearing that he'd died?
Shock.
Some people think that he didn't take his own life.
No, I don't think that person was doing rape apology.
I'm not one to be able to answer that question. I believe that centres around something to do with a bone in his neck, as to whether or not, if you commit suicide, that bone breaks or something. But I'm afraid to say I'm not an expert. I have to take what the coroner says, and he has ruled that it was suicide. So
he's dead. His girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, your old friend,
Yep.
was, victims say, complicit in his behaviour.
well, that bit I can't help you with because I've no idea.
Do you think that she has questions to answer about her role in this?
Well, in the same way that I have questions to answer, in the sense of what was I doing, and as I say, that I was there to my mind, be honourable and say to him, look, you've been convicted. It would be incompatible for me to be seen with you. Unfortunately, somebody was standing around with a camera at the time and got a photograph of us. It's one of the very few photographs there are of us, but that was the case. If there are questions that Ghislaine has to answer, that's her problem. I'm afraid I'm not in a position to be able to comment one way or the other.
When was your last contact with her?
It was earlier this year, funny enough, in the summer, in the spring, summer.
About what?
She was here doing some rally.
So even though he had by then been arrested and was facing charges of sex trafficking?
No. This was early spring, I think. It was long, because when was he arrested?
July.
No, it was before July.
And that was the last time?
Yeah.
Did you discuss Epstein at all then?
No, not actually, funnily enough, no, not at all. There wasn't anything to discuss about him because he wasn't in the news. It wasn't, it was just, we'd moved on.
I want to talk about moving on now.
Oh, yeah, right, okay.
Epstein is dead.
Yes.
The women are now being heard.
Quite rightly.
How do you move on from this?
Well, it's an interesting way of putting it. I'm carrying on with what I do. I have a number of things that I have been doing since...
I missed him laughing. Hold on.
Rightly.
How do you move on from this?
Well, it's an interesting way of putting it. I'm carrying on with what I do. I have a number of things. It's one of the very few photographs there are of us, but that was the case. If there are questions that Ghislaine has to answer, that's her problem. I'm afraid I'm not in a position to be able to comment one way or the other.
When was your last contact with her?
It was earlier this year, funny enough, in the summer, in the spring, summer.
About what?
She was here doing some rally.
So even though he had by then been arrested and was facing charges of sex trafficking?
No. This was early spring, I think. It was long, because when was he arrested?
July.
No, it was before July.
And that was the last time?
Yeah.
Did you discuss Epstein at all then?
No, not actually, funnily enough, no, not at all. There wasn't anything to discuss about him because he wasn't in the news. It wasn't, it was just, we'd moved on.
I want to talk about moving on now.
Oh, yeah, right, okay.
Epstein is dead.
Yes.
The women are now being heard.
Quite rightly.
How do you move on from this?
Well, it's an interesting way of putting it. I'm carrying on with what I do. I have a number of...
Carrying on with what he does. As in, he's moved on to a different CIA asset for who will procure him all of his underage female needs.
things that I have been doing since 2011.
It's hard to say, really, but the raping's been good lately. Thank you for asking me. I meant I'm doing pottery classes. That's what I'm doing. I meant I was doing everything but the rape. That's what I was doing.
They're pretty well organised, pretty successful, and so I'm carrying on and trying to improve those things that I'm already doing.
I wonder what effect all this has had on your close family. You've got daughters of your own.
It has been what I would describe as a constant sore in the family. We all knew him.
For people who are saying 17 is not underage, dude, I'm sorry to say this to you, but you're creepy as fuck. Okay, you are. You might be an ephebophile. Okay, if you're running around saying stuff like, "Oh, pedophilia is not ephebophilia," dude, stop. Okay, just don't fuck someone who's under 18. Okay, quick rule of thumb: don't fuck someone under 18. Do you have to? Do you have to fuck someone? Is there if you are resorting to legal documents to justify fucking someone, then you probably shouldn't have fucked them. Okay? What the fuck is wrong with you people, man? Just don't fuck. Just don't fuck 18. Just don't fuck anyone under the age of 18. Why is 18 the age we should stop fucking people? That we should stop fucking people anyway? I would even go even higher than that. Okay? I think if you're super old, if you're like 10 years older, that's it. That's the line. Okay? That's it. Don't go any further than 10 years in age gaps. So an 8-year-old at 18? Yeah, you know what I mean. After 18, we're talking. Don't be a 28-year-old with an 18-year-old. That's it. That's the line. Even that's kind of weird. I know the rule of thumb is like half your age plus 7. Is there a specific reason why people are defending this guy? I'm genuinely confused to understand. Like, I'm just genuinely trying to understand. Like, is it okay to is it okay what he did? Like, or do you like the royal family? Like, what is it? I mean, imagine baiting someone by defending a pedophile. Like, who's the one being an idiot in that situation? I think it's just kind of you still. One picture is the evidence, my man says. Oh, Jesus Christ. So we can place him in the time and place. We can place him at the scene of the crime. There's photographic evidence. You have first-hand account, eyewitness testimony. The only thing you don't have in this circumstance is literally him, like a photo of him inserting his flaccid old fucking penis inside of this girl. And in which case you probably still would be like, well, I don't know. I mean, is it really a real photo? It might have been a doctored picture. One picture, that's it, mate? That's not it, dude. That's not it. He continued a relationship with a known international sex trafficker, dude. Why is he not in prison then, mate? Oh, good question. Person who's been following me since December 13th. December 13, 2018. Holy shit, this guy's been in here for a long ass time. Why is he not in prison then, mate? I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that if you're a part of the fucking royal family, you're above the goddamn law. So much so that you could literally go on television and not even be able to launch a good enough defense, and it doesn't matter.
And I think that if we have a conversation about it, we're all left with the same thing of what on earth happened. Well, how did he get to where he was? What did he do? How did he do it?
Can you make the case for Lawrence Cross and Steven Pinker then, or only after Easy Fish? Wait, what? I don't get it. What do you mean? Are you saying that I'm sorry for going after the guys who are openly putting themselves in a position where they're literally just like, I may have raped, who knows, I can't remember, instead of going after people that may not have raped but have only facilitated in the cover up of rape.
And so it's just a constant sort of gnaw. I mean, this first came out in 2011, and it was a surprise to all of us because the photographs were published at a separate time to when I was there, and there was a sort of question about what was going on, and as a family we discussed it. And then in 2015, when the allegations were made in the deposition, there was a sort of this is the immediate family, not the wider family. The wider family couldn't be more supportive. But the immediate family, it was, well, what's all this about? And we all just, we're at a loss. So it's just...
Has the episode been damaging to the royal family, to Her Majesty the Queen?
I don't believe it's been damaging to the Queen at all. Has to me. And it's been a constant drip, if you see what I mean, in the background that people want to know. If I was in a position to be able to answer all these questions in a way that gave sensible answers, other than the ones that I've given that gave closure, then I'd love it. But I'm afraid I can't. I'm just not in a position to do so because I'm just as much in the dark as many people.
How do you reconnect with the public then now?
But exactly what I'm doing, which is to use and to continue to work with pitch, to continue to work with idea and the things that I believe strongly in. I'm not somebody who does things in competition with people. Oddly, I do things in collaboration with people. So I want people to work together to come to, as it were, a solution to a bigger problem. And so I've got a number of people working together, particularly in the education field, particularly and also in areas of government and what they are doing, so that we're bringing everybody together so that we're all pushing in the same direction. An idea now does that. We've been going properly now for 2 years. We've got 3.5 million people who've got a badge. We've got 500,000, or just over 500,000 young people who are using the service. And I'm trying to think what else we've got, but it's well, it's designed for 7 to 14-year-olds in the United Kingdom, and it turns out it's done from 5 to 95 around the world. So it's being done in 100 countries now. So we're slightly on the catch-up for this one.
I know we have to bring this to a
No.
close.
He reacts totally different to things we know are pretty much certain than the things that are pure speculation. I do think he had sex with her, but there's other things he might be speaking the truth of. Yeah, I don't know. The only part where I was like, the only part of the conversation where I was like, he might not have done that is when he says, like, you fucked 6 people. You know what I mean?
We're running.
From
Or 10
5 to
people.
95 around the world. So it's being done in...
We're running out of time. You've faced questions today on a very, very raw subject. There has never been an interview like this before. I wonder what that tells us about the way the royal family now confronts these difficult situations. Has there been a sea change?
I think that the problem that we face in the 21st century is social media. There is a whole range of things that you face now that you didn't face 25 years ago because it was just the print media.
Yeah, which we had control over, so it didn't matter. Like the BBC. But now, because of social media, I can't get away with raping kids. And it fucking sucks. That's literally what he's saying, dude. Back in the day, we could fuck whoever we wanted, and only the tabloids would cover it, so no one gave a shit. Especially because, you know, there was enough bullshit in the tabloids that we could question the credibility of it. But now, too much information. Too much information out there all the time. Too little time to rape without scrutiny. Not being able to sweat at that exact moment in time was incredible. Yeah, it's one of the greatest defenses I've ever fucking heard, dude. Like, oh, actually, oh, she said I sweat on her while I was raping her. Well, guess what? I literally am unable to sweat exclusively in that moment in time. So it's just awesome. It's just great. What a fucking insane thing to say, dude.
And I think that to some extent there is a thick skin that you have to have. And again, I'm not a confrontationalist myself. I would prefer to be able to, as it were, resolve things in a way that is sensible. And so choosing to, as it were, get out there and talk about these things, it's almost a mental health issue to some extent for me, in the sense that it's been nagging at my mind for a great many years. I know that I made the wrong judgment and I made the wrong decision, but I made the wrong decision and the wrong judgment, I believe, fundamentally for the right reasons, which is to say to somebody, I'm not going to see you again. And in fact, from that day forth, I was never in contact with him. The subsequent allegations are what I would describe as surprising, shocking, and a distraction. But that's, I mean, there are all sorts of things that are on the internet and out there in the public domain that we just sort of go, well, yeah, but I'm afraid this is, it just never happened.
You've talked about a thick skin. I wonder if you have any sense now of guilt, regret, or shame about any of your behaviour in your friendship with Epstein.
As far as Mr. Epstein is concerned, it was the wrong decision to go and see him in 2010. As far as my association with him was concerned, it had some seriously beneficial outcomes in areas that have nothing to do with what I would describe as what we're talking about today.
I can't believe it, dude. I can't believe he said that, dude. He's just saying it. Like, why doesn't he just lie? Why doesn't he just literally say, no, it's just, I'm embarrassed. Yeah, you're right. Like, how can you be so bold? How can you be so fucking bold to just be like, yeah, dude, yeah, he raped children, and, you know, I fucking may or may not have raped children with him, but also, like, it was pretty tight. Like, he's great company, dude. So, you know, it was really beneficial for me. This is why he'll never be king? No, because, well, I'm never going to be king because I don't believe in a monarchy, and I'm not a part of a royal family. You're not going to be king either.
Shame about any of your behaviour in your friendship with Epstein.
As far as Mr. Epstein is concerned, it was the wrong decision to go and see him in 2010.
No, him, idiot, not you. Oh.
As far as my association with him was concerned, it had some seriously beneficial outcomes in areas that have nothing to do with what I would describe as what we're talking about today. On balance, could I have avoided ever meeting him? Probably not. And that's because of my friendship with Ghislaine. It was inevitable that we would have come across each other.
Bro, what the fuck?
Do I regret the fact that...
I mean, this is the am I crazy? Am I overreacting to him just being unapologetic? about going to a fucking known rapist's house? Like, because it was beneficial for him to do so? I'm fucking losing my mind, dude. I don't understand how he could be this way.
That he has quite obviously conducted himself in a manner unbecoming, yes.
Unbecoming. He was a sex offender.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm being polite. I'm in the second.
What?
Yes,
Unbecoming.
has quite obviously. Do I regret the fact that he has quite obviously conducted himself in a manner unbecoming? Yes.
Unbecoming. He was a sex offender.
Yeah.
I mean, even she couldn't maintain her composure at this point. She's like, what are you unbecoming? Bro, is this a product of interbreeding? Is that what it is? This is incest, right? This is what you get because of fucking Habsburg jawed, and this is what you get from just so much inbreeding in the royal family, right? Running an international sex cult is unbecoming. I'm just being polite.
Conducted himself in a manner unbecoming, yes.
Unbecoming. He was a sex offender.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm being polite. In the sense that he was a sex offender. But no. Was I right in having him as a friend at the time? And bearing in mind this was some years before he was accused of being a sex offender. I don't think there was anything wrong then. The problem...
It wasn't wrong before he got caught. Back then it was okay. But and it obviously wasn't that wrong after he got caught because we still hung out. Did he say accused? Wait.
At the time, and bearing in mind this was some years before he was accused of being a sex offender.
Bitch, what do you mean accused, homie? He went to jail, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? He was convicted, dude. He wasn't accused, homie. Okay, this guy 100% is guilty. This guy's 100% guilty. Jeffrey Epstein is 100% guilty. Jeffrey Epstein literally did not kill himself. He's a CIA asset. I'm fucking convinced. And these people just fuck each other and fuck little kids and they laugh in our faces, dude, every day. They just, I mean, there is no way. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. There is no way. There is no way. They don't give a shit. They literally don't give a shit. They literally don't care. They're like, I can go and be an absolute fucking imbecile on national television and it will be covered internationally after being credibly accused of raping someone. Okay? And I'll end the interview by saying that the international child sex trafficker was unbecoming and accused. This is insane. This is fucking insane. Okay, there is no way this guy is like a normal human. Hey, any hackers in the fucking chat? Please look into this dude, okay? Just look into this dude. There is no way that this dude is not like... Let's look into his... Hold on. Let's look into all the times that he's talked in this chat before. Because there is no way that someone who is monitoring me, like either he's astroturfing or some shit, like there is absolutely no way that this dude would be in here fucking writing this shit, okay? Credibly, because of one potentially fake picture. Dude, there is no way. What's a lot lizard? Lol. It was fuck, just start doming people. Go on 8chan, political media company. Lol, it's veggies. You brought it up. Water shank, LMAO. They can't get paid in prison. Why should they get paid? Wait, is that from last night? Yeah, it's from yesterday. Yesterday's the last time he came in here. Don't get yourself a scuffed audience. Dude, you'll get banned. There is no way that this dude is not fucking in here like 100% either like astroturfing or doing some fucking crazy shit. There's no way. No one. Why the fuck is this guy so actively and deliberately defending this guy. You're literally bad at arguing points. People will naturally counter you regardless of taking sides. You're really bad at arguing points. Dude, what point do you want me to argue? He fucking destroyed his own argument, if he even had one. What argument do I need to make? Under this circumstance, what argument do I need to make? Destiny fanboy forgot he followed? Maybe. He gets a reaction, that's why. People will argue for everything. Like, convicted international sex trafficker is this guy's homie. He's fucking constantly at his house. There is a photo that places him with the victim. Okay? There is firsthand testimony. There is a firsthand account of the situation. The only thing that they don't have in this circumstance is like either his cum, his DNA evidence, or like footage of him literally doing the act. Okay? If you consider that to be bad at arguing and that's why people are countering me, you're a fucking moron. Okay? His defense was, yeah, I do think I'm a fucking rehabilitation boy, but like people who are defending this guy should also probably go to jail. How can anyone seriously listen to that interview, even with the slightest knowledge of body language and reading reactions, and possibly think this guy isn't 1000% guilty? It doesn't even matter. Like the facts before that are not on his side either. The monarch is immune from arrest in all cases. Members of the royal household are immune from arrest, civil proceedings. No arrest can be made in the monarch's presence or within the verges of a royal palace. I fucking hate the royal family so much. Not that you're a reactionary or anything. What? Look at XQC's stream title right now. Capitalism Simulator, K Kona W. Oh, because he's playing House Flipper. Nice. My man's a radical, dude. What's up with this scuffed tie knot? 22 flashback. Johnny Carson makes a joke about Prince Andrew being a pedophile. I'm glad to be here for your last stream, but I'm sorry to hear that you killed yourself later tonight. The royal family is a cultural icon, an important part of UK history and heritage. The UK history and heritage can suck my fucking left nut, dude. Okay? Fuck the UK history and heritage, dude. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it's pretty tight. They have to they have to have a royal family, dude. Fuck you, dude. Okay, stop saying last stream. I'm not going to get executed, I hope. You should upload this VOD now. Yeah, I'm not uploading this VOD anywhere, okay? Millions of people still go to the Versailles Palace in France every year. Colonize the world's spices for mushy peas. Don't open any P.O. Box packages from Prince Andrew.
I don't think there was anything wrong then. The problem was the fact that once he had been convicted,
You stayed with
I
him.
stayed with him, and that's the bit that as it were, I kick myself for on a daily basis, because it was not something that was becoming of a member of the royal family, and we try and uphold the highest standards and practices, and I let the side down. Simple as that.
This interview has been exceptionally rare. You might not speak on this subject again. Is there anything you feel has been left unsaid that you would like to say now?
No, I don't think so. I think you've probably dragged out most of what is required, and I'm truly grateful for the opportunity that you've given me to be able to discuss this with you.
Your Royal Highness, thank you.
Thank you very much indeed.
Wow, that was really bad. That was an experience. Why is there always so many fucking shitters? Is there ever like
Hi,
a...
this is Johnny Carson asking, you have a daughter who's a really good-looking chick. Well, you may be able to change her life and improve your financial status. Because Prince Andrew is looking for a new girlfriend. Just drop a nude photo of your little nymphette in a self-addressed stamp envelope and mail it to Royal Affair, Buckingham Palace, London.
Nymphette? Damn, dude. My man really went there. Okay. Son, we'd like to formally invite you to the Royal Palace for a private tour. Would you consider it? As for the Royal Shansbury, yeah, no, I know. Dude, I'm suspended in my disbelief. I cannot understand how people come in here and fucking try to defend an international sex trafficking case. It's really weird. I mean, you guys are really fucking shitty, dude. You're really shitty fucking people. You're not an edgelord. You're lame as fuck, dude. This is why you're a loser. Don't bait with pedo defense. You're fucking sick. Yeah, no, like, I mean, it's not, I mean, this is precisely why you have no fucking friends. It's not because like you're ugly or something. And you might be. You're definitely ugly on the inside. But like, this is literally why you have no friends. Okay? Don't let them get to you, lol. It sucks. I feel terrible. I don't just feel terrible that I've heard people defend someone who like, defend someone and then say like this photo might have been fake. You know what I mean? That's not the only part that sucks. The other part that sucks is like, it sucks that they like exist, you know? It sucks that people can be so sad. It sucks. You don't care. Sing 98. Okay. Oh, British socialite defending Prince Andrew? Oh, yeah.
For paedophilia. Sorry, you all seem to have forgotten that Jeffrey Epstein, the offense with which he was charged and for which he was imprisoned was soliciting prostitution from minors. That is not the same thing as paedophilia. Soliciting
what do you call it?
Prostitution. That is the offense with which he was charged and for which he was imprisoned was soliciting prostitution from minors. That is not the same thing as paedophilia. Prostitution from which he was imprisoned was soliciting prostitution from minors. That is not the same thing as paedophilia. Soliciting prostitution.
You solicited a 14-year-old.
I'm sorry.
You're a paedophile.
It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, it doesn't.
It does matter.
And
You're
they were
procuring
not
an underage
14
girl for sex.
in America.
I'm sorry.
Bro, being royalty is being a socialite or being royalty is a brain disease, dude. We gotta fucking cure. We gotta cure them. We have to cure them. I don't know how. This is insanity. This is fucking insanity, dude. Holy shit. What are the comments? Comments are turned off.
That is nonsense.
No, it's not.
He was convicted of procuring a 14-year-old girl for sex.
Was
prostitution.
he? 14.
Yes, 14.
Well, but I'm not justifying Jeffrey Epstein. I'm not justifying No, paedophilia, I suspect. There's a difference between a minor and a child.
She was 14.
A minor is a child, Lady Colin Campbell.
No, a minor isn't
It's only
a child.
getting you.
Dude, imagine being so filthy and disgusting that Piers Morgan looks good in comparison. Holy fuck, this is radicalizing me, dude. Watching this shit is radicalizing me so much. Oh my fucking god. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Oh my fucking god, dude.
Away from the point.
Okay,
and actually,
legally, she was a child,
we're
all right?
analysing-
And he was convicted of it. So
we're
my point
analysing
is, but
illness of-
here's my question for Angela. So once he knows this, Prince Andrew, this
Yes.
friend of his, he's been gallivanting around with all these women everywhere and all these properties. Once he knows this guy was soliciting 14-year-old girls for sex as prostitutes, right? Once he's done that, you then go back to New York to stay at his house for 4 days.
Yes.
Because
Dinner
you're
party,
to
walk in
apparently
the
say
park.
goodbye to this guy because you're just too honourable. It's nonsense.
It's a complete nonsense. That's
It can't be
absolutely
true.
right.
Who goes to someone's house for 4 days to tell them, I don't want to be your friend anymore?
Well, I seem to recall that you're sufficiently well-bred to know that civilized people do not dump other people except
Princess
in
Diana
person.
did.
I want to rip her fucking giant ears off in a video game, dude. What the fuck? What the fuck is she saying? She's like mad too. She's saying she's more civilized. Bitch, you're fucking defending like a pedophile by going, actually, it's not a minor, so it's okay. Well, it's not okay, but I wasn't defending it. Well, you just fucking did. What's civilized, dude? What are you, how are you civilized? The fuck is, yo, fuck this shit. Oh my god, dude. Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh my god. Oh, this is like, this should be running on repeat at fucking DSA meetings, dude. I know, I'm the edgy one. The people defending pedophilia in my chat, they're just chill. They're just fucking baiting, bro. But when I say some shit, bro, we gotta fucking, oh my god. This should be plastered everywhere, dude. And before Epic DGG is coming in with the herder, not all pedophiles? What?
Right, so you
Prince
I
Charles
said
does.
civilized.
But Lady
They
Colin
just
Campbell,
changed their
why
phone number.
couldn't he just have rung and said, you know, we've had a friendship, it has to come
Prince
to an end?
Andrew is 60 years old. He's not 26. He does things in a different way. The correct procedure when I was young and still is, you dump people in person. You do not dump
why do you
stay
spend,
with them
why do you
for
spend
4
4 days partying with them as you dump them? It's nonsense.
He went.
He only dumped him when that meeting got into the press, by the way.
No, I think the whole thing was ill-advised. I certainly don't think he should have done it. I think he should have kept his distance. I think he shouldn't have given this interview.
Wait, what do you mean? But he's a civilized person. You evil bitch. What should he, wait, I'm sorry. I thought he was a civilized person. Why is she arguing on both sides of the fucking equation here? What the fuck? I thought she was fucking, I thought he was civilized and that's why he was doing it. So what happened? First sign of pushback and he's like, it's no longer civilized? Dude, why is this, dude, fucking look at all the pearls in her fucking necklace, dude. Look at this shit. Look at this, look at all the fucking jewelry. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh my god, I'm losing my mind, dude. Holy shit. Oh. Oh. Türkçe bir söyle rahatla. Türkçe söyleyeceğim şeyleri söylersem yine birisi translate edip ondan sonra yine attıracaklar beni bu platformdan. Var ya, ağzından çıkacak olan lafları söylemesi. Yani istediğim bunun gibi olan bu orospuların, bu amcık ağızlı orospu çocuklarını yapmak istediğim şeyleri var ya, açık açık şu anda bu platformda Türkçe, İngilizce hangi dilde söylersem söyleyeyim. Söylesem yemin ederim atarlar beni bu platformdan. Yani bu insanların dünyada yaşama şeyi yok yani. Ya biz bu insanlarla beraber yaşıyoruz bu dünyada ya. Böyle insanlar var dünyada. Allah belalarını versin orospu çocukların hepsinin. It's that lady married into one of the aristocratic families after knowing the dude for 5 days. She's a piece of shit. Imagine using Anelli instead of kek kebab. Kanka nefret dili kullanma banlıyorlar. Dude, I'm just saying stuff that I would. Let's run that back, dude. Hey, let's run that back. You guys want to know why I'm malding? Let's run that fucking back.
That can't be true. Who goes to someone's house for right?
No.
As many people have over the years, I didn't know what this person was like, you know. But you can't argue it after he's actually done prison time for paedophilia.
Sorry, you all seem to have forgotten that Jeffrey Epstein, the offence with which he was charged and for which he was imprisoned was soliciting prostitution from minors. That is not the same thing as paedophilia.
This motherfucker thought it was a good ass argument, dude. This motherfucker thought that was like what she should start the argument with, dude. Might as well come out and be like, yeah, we're fucking little children all the time, dude. Might as well just come out. Might as well just come out and say it, dude. It doesn't matter. It seems like no one's gonna go to fucking jail over this shit anyway. Might as well, dude. This is how they argued in favor of child labor when she was alive? True. How dare someone accuse the royal family? She was defending sex trafficking. She's Jamaican. This is racism. It's just like I genuinely don't know how these people exist. Okay, I don't know. I mean,
Soliciting
what do you call it?
Prostitution.
If you solicit a 14-year-old for prostitution, you're a paedophile.
It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is...
Fucking Piers Morgan, dude. Piers Morgan is the smart one of this equation. How the fuck are these... If you need any more of a fucking... If you need more proof that there is no such thing as a meritocracy and that like all of these aristocrats and all this other fucking bullshit is just like another form of the same kind of like class distinction that's further solidified under... I guess, capitalism, but definitely here. If you need further proof that meritocracy is not real, this is it, okay? Look at this fucking dumbass, dude. Making fucking Piers Morgan look good. Purge the elites.
It doesn't.
Doesn't matter.
And
You're
they were
procuring
not
an underage
14
girl for sex.
in America.
He wasn't.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
He wasn't a decent man.
That is nonsense.
No, it's not.
He
He was
America.
convicted of procuring a 14-year-old girl for sex, for
Was
prostitution.
he 14?
Yes, 14.
Well, but I'm not justifying Jeffrey
that's paedophilia.
Epstein. I'm not justifying No, paedophilia, I suspect. There's a difference between a minor and a child.
God damn, dude. I need fucking ice cream Sammy's pronto. This is making me fucking lose my mind, dude.
She was 14.
A minor is a child, Lady Colin Campbell.
No, a minor isn't.
It's only we're getting away from the point.
Okay,
and actually,
legally, she was a child.
We're
all right? And he was
analysing-
convicted of it. So
we're
my point
analysing
is, but here's
illness-
my question for Angela. So once he knows this, Prince Andrew, this
Yes.
friend of his, he's
Yeah.
been gallivanting around with all these women everywhere and all these properties. Once he knows this guy was soliciting 14-year-old girls for sex as prostitutes, right? Once he's done that, you then go back to New York to stay at his house for 4 days.
Yes.
Because
Dinner party,
to
walk in
apparently
the
say
park.
goodbye to this guy because
Yeah.
you're just too honourable. It's nonsense.
It's a complete nonsense. That's
It can't be
absolutely
true.
right.
Who goes to someone's house for 4 days to tell them, I don't want to be your friend anymore?
Well, I seem to recall that you're sufficiently well-bred to know that civilized people do not dump other people
Princess
except in
Diana
person.
did.
Civilized people. She's well bred, dude. Like a horse. God damn it, dude. God fucking damn it, dude. Oh my God, it makes me so mad. Oh my fucking God, what a reptile, dude. She is literally a lizard person.
Right, so you
Prince Charles does.
But Lady
They
Connie,
just
why,
changed their
why
phone number.
couldn't he just have rung and said, you know, we've had a friendship, it has to come to an end?
Prince Andrew is 60 years old. He's not 26. He does things in a different way. The correct procedure when I was young, and still is, you dump people in person. You do.
This is the same kind of piece of shit, by the way. This is the same kind of piece of shit, by the way, who 100% says stuff like, whatever, the fucking American queen, who's like half black or whatever, is not pure blood enough to be in the royal family. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, she got dropped? I mean, yeah, Meghan Markle, yeah. Dude. The things that she deserves. Oh, brother. The things that she deserves is not to be dropped from the Tetbury Christmas Lights event, but to be dropped. From numerous other public events that she was scheduled to attend. Of course, that's what I mean.
Not dump.
Why do you
stay
spend
with them
why do you
for 4
spend 4 days partying with them as you dump them? It's nonsense.
He
only dumped him when that meeting got into the press, by the way.
No, I think the whole thing was ill-advised. I certainly don't think he should have done it. I think he should have kept his distance. I think he shouldn't have given this interview. I think he's made many mistakes. The fact of the matter is,
I bet they dropped her because she said this. Not because of the other thing that she said about Jeffrey Epstein. I bet they dropped her because of this part. Because like she said, Prince Andrew fucked up. Because apparently, as the Wilson Gloucester Standard shows, Lady C has made some controversy. First of all, never call this person a lady, whatever. Okay. Like, fuck that shit. Because notice how while she was defending pedophilia, notice how everyone was like, oh, milady, or like lady, whatever. It's her actual title. I know. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit, dude. Wait, when did she defend pedophilia? You missed it. It was over here.
cannot criticize somebody because
sorry, it's not pedophilia. She said
not
it's
as bright as you would like them to be.
Angela, my conclusion watching it was, I don't know for sure if Andrew's guilty of what he's alleged to have done with a 17-year-old girl, right? But I'm not sure we're ever going to find out if he doesn't go under oath with the investigating FBI and police. Well, I mean, if he wants to close this down, that is the only way to close this down.
Yes.
Go under oath, swear an oath,
absolutely,
and then give your version of what you think happened.
But if you're very articulate, you shouldn't put yourself at risk by being interviewed by a really top analytical.
Wasn't Hasan defending pedos last night? I think every criminal should be treated in a humane fashion. That doesn't mean that you should be able to fucking escape any sort of punishment. Are you an idiot? Do you not understand the difference between justice should be served for the victims but that punitive justice should still be as humane as possible and focus on rehabilitation? Do you not understand that? Yes, even Trump.
Journalist.
Yeah, just because I said like every criminal should still be treated in a humane fashion doesn't mean every criminal should be able to do crimes and get away with it, okay?
Because they're going to make mincemeat of you. But he wouldn't listen. In his sort of naive way, he thought that this was really a very good thing. There's just one thing I want to say about him. You know, he said he has no memory of Roberts, no memory whatsoever, no recollection, nothing at all like that. But then he said, but I didn't do it. So if you've got no memory, how can you not do it?
Angela, with due respect, he has been advised by lawyers he cannot call her the L word because she is suing Alan Dershowitz, who she accused of the same thing. Alan Dershowitz said, I've never met the woman. The woman is an L word beginning with four-letter word. She is suing Alan Dershowitz for having...
Yeah, but I think we've got to concentrate on the prince.
You're
not interested in him.
Well, it's actually not irrelevant because Alan Dershowitz is adamant.
Him he can't answer things in
Alan
certain
Dershowitz
ways.
is a top lawyer in America. He's been accused as well. He vehemently denies it. That may well come to court, and then a judge may determine the veracity of what this woman says happened before with these men. So it's a valid point to raise that because it may be the only way that any court actually establishes whether she is a truthful person.
Yes. I was also appalled by the fact that not once did he say how much he regretted what had happened to the girls. He didn't have to put himself in the picture, but he should have said, you know, I'm the father of two marvellous daughters. I would have been absolutely devastated if it happened to mine. I really sympathise. It can ruin their lives. I'm so sorry about this. Yes. And then get on to the...
Yes.
My man literally said, international sex trafficker that I used to hang out with, am I remorseful for hanging out with them? No, it was really beneficial. He said that. He literally was grilled for 39 minutes, couldn't come up with a single reasonable retort to what he was doing, just lied through his fucking teeth, and then straight up in the end of it all was like, do you feel bad that you were duped by an international sex trafficker? He was like, nah, it was real beneficial, dude. Fuck, man. Nah, dude. Shit was good as fuck.
Yes. Well, he seems to have tried to, well, people close to him seem to have tried to put that right in the Daily Mail today when we understand that he's told friends he regretted not expressing sympathy.
We're getting a lot of reaction on social media. I'd say 99% very negative against Prince Andrew.
He deserves
None of them understanding why he would give an interview like that, where, frankly, if you were kind of lukewarm about this and weren't that up to speed with it all, if you watch that at the end of it, you're thinking more that he's guilty than innocent. I don't see how you can think that any other way. I did. I was like, he sounds so shifty.
Yeah.
Wait, I want to hear the sweating claims.
Allegations against Mr. Epstein and others who are being investigated, and he should speak to the FBI. He should volunteer to do that. He doesn't need to wait and see if his attorneys think it's a good idea. He very well may have evidence or information that is relevant to possibly prosecuting others who conspired to help sex traffic underage girls. And I was very disturbed, Piers, that he said he wanted to tell in person Mr. Epstein that he couldn't have contact with him anymore because he had engaged in conduct that was unbecoming. Unbecoming? Mr. Epstein had been convicted of sex crimes involving children. Why don't we just call it what it was? Child molestation, child abuse. And I think that the prince should start calling it what it was as well.
And Gloria, is there any way, from your information from the 5 women you represent, is there any way that someone like Prince Andrew could have been around Jeffrey Epstein's world in various locations around the world without being aware of his predilection for all these young girls?
I don't see how he could have not known that there were underage girls, minors, because he did visit homes of Mr. Epstein in New York. So why didn't he ask the questions? Where are your parents? Are you in school? Why aren't you in school? Are you living here? Are you working here? What kind of job do you have? What do you do? Why are you here?
Why are you having sex with me?
I mean, I think if he didn't want to see them, I guess he could not see them. But I don't know how you could not know when there were so many of them there.
Gloria, Emily Maitlis's interview was pretty comprehensive. But as a lawyer representing some of Jeffrey Epstein's victims, what are the questions you would still like Prince Andrew to answer?
I would like to know anything and everything about Ms. Maxwell and what she was doing. Apparently, she was in, as far as I know, all of those locations, and perhaps others as well, obviously in London as well. And I would like to know who his employees were. In other words, who helped to recruit underage girls for Mr. Epstein to be sexually exploited? Who was in the chain? Who assisted? Who knowingly conspired with Mr. Epstein to sex traffic these children to Mr. Epstein? And I might add, many of them were very traumatized by what they suffered as a result of coming into contact with Mr. Epstein. And that harm continues today. So we're filing civil lawsuits. And in addition, the criminal investigation is a serious one and continues. And if there's sufficient evidence to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, I have no doubt that criminal charges then will be filed against others who have conspired with Mr. Epstein.
And Gloria, finally, the accuser Virginia Roberts, as she was then, and she was 17 when she alleged she had sex with Prince Andrew on 3 occasions. From what you have read and seen of her, do you find her to be a credible witness?
You know, I have no way of judging who's telling the truth and who's not. But all I can say is, you know, even if a victim sometimes makes mistakes about small details, it doesn't mean that something more significant hasn't happened. It doesn't mean that it has, but it doesn't mean that it hasn't. And I also would like Prince Andrew to really feel what these victims have suffered, because I feel in his interview that was broadcast on the BBC that, you know, he seemed to almost, except for Ms. Roberts, not even mention the victims and how much they were harmed. And there are so many of them. They haven't received the whole truth. They haven't received justice. And it's time for him to help in that process.
Okay, Gloria, thank you very much indeed.
Dr. Hillary, one of the details that Prince Andrew gave in
this is the best part.
Down Virginia Roberts' claims of that night, March the 10th, she said she went to Tramp nightclub and danced with him and he was very sweaty. Now, he says that can't be true because he had at the time a medical condition where he'd been in the Falklands and he'd experienced so much adrenaline that it then went on to stop him being able to sweat normally. Now, this is quite a crucial thing in the evidence, isn't it? Because if someone remembers him as very sweaty, but he couldn't sweat, then they may be thinking of something else. Well, what is this medical condition?
Well, it's an extraordinary claim because there's only 3 things really that can cause this condition called anhidrosis or hypohidrosis. Firstly, it can be congenital, which it clearly isn't in this case. Secondly, it can be a prelude to something like heat stroke, where you're so empty of body fluid you can't sweat. Clearly, it isn't the case here. And there's a third explanation, which is simply he had an injury or some kind of serious condition which would affect his whole body, and again, which clearly isn't the case. And as for the adrenaline thing in the Falklands, it doesn't make sense because sweating isn't mediated by adrenaline; it's mediated by acetylcholine. And there's
sounds like you're rather sceptical.
Absolutely sceptical about this particular
but not
claim.
being able to sweat is a medical condition.
It's very, very rare indeed. I've never seen a case.
OK, let me call on camera. The problem is, for Andrew, is that when you watch the whole interview in its entirety, which I thought was a...
I just want to say, rest in peace to this doctor. It's really sad, but he later committed suicide earlier this morning by shooting himself in the back of the head twice. So RIP to this doctor, but Yeah. You know, it happens. It happens quite frequently, actually. Well, much more frequently than. Okay, no, that didn't happen, dude. Like, no. I'm joking. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, no. Okay, when people say he committed suicide by getting shot in the back of his head twice, that's a reference to all the times when people have died under suspicious circumstances, but then the cause of death is ruled as a suicide. Okay? That's what that is a reference to. It's a reference to assassinations. People died that way, Hasan. Yeah, they did.
Of body fluid, you can't sweat. Clearly, it isn't the case here. And there's a third explanation, which is simply he had an injury or some kind of serious condition which would affect his whole body. And again, which clearly isn't the case. And as for the adrenaline thing in the Falklands, it doesn't make sense because sweating isn't mediated by adrenaline; it's mediated by acetylcholine. And there's
sounds like you're rather sceptical.
Absolutely sceptical about
But
this
it is, but not
claim.
being able to sweat is a medical condition.
It's very, very rare indeed. I've never seen a case.
OK, let me call on camera. The problem is, for Andrew, is that when you watch the whole interview in its entirety, which I thought was a complete horror story for him in terms of PR, he lies about the little things repeatedly. He says, I never go out socially without a jacket and tie. A load of pictures immediately appear online of him coming out of nightclubs just in a shirt top, open neck. He says, I never sweat, at all. Loads of pictures of him looking sweaty coming out of nightclubs. He says, I don't hug people. A load of pictures of him appear immediately.
Why is this completely blurred? Why are they doing that? Is that like a thing? Like, is that copyright? Why are they censoring all the photos? It's a bit blurry. Probably some random UK royalty law.
Immediately, him hugging women all over the place, right, in public. So on those three little things, which are not that consequential in the scheme of things, he's just brazenly lying. Why should we believe him on the bigger stuff?
Well, I beg to differ. I do not think he's lying. In the picture of him coming out of China White, if you look at the not uncropped picture, everybody else is shining like a Christmas tree. So obviously it's the flash that has created
Where's
that.
his jacket and tie?
I think what he was trying to say was that he doesn't usually. Obviously, he occasionally did. And of course...
Bro, this is so cool that they had her on to just backtrack on every point. This is the greatest fucking line of like, it's so awesome. She'll just say something and then immediately get contradicted and go, oh, of course I meant the opposite of that. It's so tight. No, I don't want to watch this. Stop. We've watched this so many times. Hey, here's something to make everybody feel better.
Trust medical science.
No, I don't.
You gotta trust medical.
It's me dunking, dude. She says doing as good as Prince Andrew in that interview. Yeah, Poggies, that's a dunk. It's fine. It's all good. Y'all know it's a dunk, so it's fine. This guy's so fucking pretty. Yeah, I know. Slicker meets African American for the first time in his life. We already saw that. Wait, what? Wait, did Iman actually get banned? I'm not. There's no way she gets banned. Is she actually fucking banned? What the fuck? Wait, hold on. No, she's not banned. Her channel is alive. How dare they clip chimp my queen, White Knight. What's up, Mike Swipe? Any updates on the new season of Simi Valley? We can see the clip reflected on your glass, dumbass. Hey, guys. You know what's funny? I never even fucking touched the clip yet. Okay? So you didn't see shit, bitch. I didn't even click on it. I will be, though.